Hi everybody, and welcome to another Project Life process video. And today I'll be doing a layout of January 2017. I've already picked out my cards, but if you guys like to see the process of me picking out my cards, let me know in the comments below and I'll leave that on here. And I also have my photos pre-cut. When I print in batches and I receive my prints, after they're organized by month and everything, I start to cut them and put them in my Pocket Pages. So that's already done. And when I want to do a layout, I just go in the album, get the layout, and start working on it. These cards are from Notes and Things by Crate Paper, the Project Life Value Kit. Here are the supplies I'm going to use today. Some foil stickers, Mambi stick, transparent but not clear, so you could see through it. This sticker book, and it's paper stickers, and these have this book has labels. For a different texture, I'll be using these epoxy stickers by Amy Tangerine. Then if I need any more labels, I picked out these, pink and mint. The pink is a good match, but the mint might not be. So we'll see if we'll use those. Picked this one out because of this gray label. This is by Basic Gray. And then for my alphas, I'm going to use these Imprint by American Crafts. It's got an off-white cream with gold traced inwardly. And then to mimic the font that I used for this photo, Small Alphas by Teresa Collins. I always try to pick something from my stash to use up, and I'm going to try to use up these embellishments. Most likely these sequins, the stars. Okay, so let's get started with my title card. Okay, so for the title card, this is going to be the first page that you see. So I just going to put the year, and I'm not going to put January because I plan to do that on another card. And then I have to glue them down because I just don't trust it. And my glue is a little bit too watery, so it's kind of all over the place right now, but it's all good. And I think this is probably the only time I use stickers this big is when I write the date and the month. I mean, when I want to glue the date and the month down. Other than that, I don't use stickers this big in Project Life. I mostly use them for 12 by 12 scrapbooking or full page single layouts. And yeah, and there we go, and that's done. And then here I'm going to bring in a little bit of embellishing. I don't want to go too crazy because it's already got the arrow and this is live, so I just want to embellish around it and bring that out. So I bring in this star and the sequin. I think I want to bring in another surface, those epoxy stickers, but it just didn't work out. I was going to use white one with the feathers on it, but it just, there wasn't quite a right place for it. I think the square, the big square was just competing with the circle, or the circle would compete with the square, so that could have been a good placement for it, but I don't know, it just didn't seem right. So just starting to glue them with some glue dots, which are awesome for sequins, and just, yeah, sequins, that's what I use them for, sequins. Oh, and enamel dots that I make on my own, and it doesn't have adhesive on the bottom, those are good for that too. So yeah, and I think I bring the Mambi sticks. They're kind of like clear stickers, but they're not, well, they're not as glossy, I would say. They kind of have a matte, and that butterfly is just so gorgeous, and it goes really well with the rest of the cards that you'll see. And just figuring out where to put it. I thought maybe in the corners, but it wouldn't work out because then I would have to start another embellishing on that top right. Ah, look what happened! Ripped off. That's the thing about the glue dots though. They're super sticky. So you gotta be careful with them. So obviously that I had no choice but to put the butterfly there. And then finding another placement for the sequence. And then, nope, that wasn't right. Couldn't put it there. Couldn't put it there. It just, yeah, that works there. And my whole point is to look at it from the top left corner going diagonally to the bottom right. So, and then look at my little baby. This was last year, obviously, 2017. And we spent New Year's Eve and New Year's together with her. Just real simple. And I think I went to bed by 9:30. I didn't even stay up till midnight. And I want to use a clear sticker on this photo because I love it and I don't want to take too much from it. So I wanted to use that sweet, but I could just see that it's too big. So looking, and then my heart is full. That's just perfect because the way my husband is looking at her, it's just the perfect expression for that. Yeah, I kind of do like how it's not super bold, just something real simple and light for this photo. This next card is going to be right next to it, so I'm going to journal, and I'm going to use these alphas that were in the back of that family pack, and they're perfect because they're gray and it goes really well with the photos that have a lot of gray in them. And I'm going to start spelling out New Year's Eve. And then my camera dies. So I have to charge my batteries and have to come back at night, so that's why there's a difference in the lighting. It's not too bad, right? So New Year's wouldn't fit all up on top, so I decided to put new on that corner and then years on the bottom, the opposite side, and then Eve right below New Year's, but way on the bottom. And then I want to bring in a sticker, and that says Home Sweet Home, which is perfect because, like I said, we just spent the New Year's at home, and yeah, just cozy. Well, maybe some sparkle to add some dimension to the card, and this is just from my stash on a bowl that I keep on my desk with a bunch of random things, little bits and pieces here. So there's that arrow, and just staple it with my tiny attacher. And then I just start journaling about the day. And I still think it needs a little bit something to fill in that space. So I bring in this little tiny heart, glitter heart that I pre-punched. And oh my goodness, does anybody else think it takes forever to take the top off your fine liner? It takes forever. Might as well sing while I'm doing it. Oh, Adele should make up a song to sing while you're trying to unscrew the top of your glue. Anyway, alright, moving on. Next photo is about my daughter. I think New Year's Day fell on Sunday, so we went to church. And didn't have a date for that one, so I just wanted to double check and make sure, yep, Sunday fell on the 1st of 2017. Don't really want to do a lot on the photo because there's a lot going on. It's her dress and the bows and the shoes and all that. I didn't want to take away from that, so gonna work on the journaling card right next to it and use that label. And here are some foam letter stickers that I actually got. I want to say the Dollar Tree or the Target Dollar Spot, but I want to say the Dollar Tree. Well, anyways, it's not really the height that it gives you for some dimension is not really high off the paper, so it's just enough for Project Life. This year I don't want my pages to be too bulky. That's my goal in Project Life. I want them to be a little bit more flat so that I can add more pages and buy less albums. So those foam letters are actually perfect. And it's also great because they already have adhesive to them, so I just have to glue one side instead of having to use adhesive or glue on both sides. Finally, bring out these stickers, and I'm gonna put January the 1st, and that is something that I do throughout the layout front and back is I'm adding the actual dates of the day that the photos are happening, which is something I don't do. Because I don't do Project Life by week or by day, I usually do it by month. So one front and back page will be a whole month, but now that my girl is here, more photos are taken, and you know, your baby is not by months, you say their age by weeks, and so there's just a lot going on per day, so I decided to add that little bit of detail. And for me, I think it needs just a little bit of color so it could look like it's not on its own. So I bring in this tiny little pink heart, and I think they need a whole sheet of those tiny little hearts. They're adorable, and you can sprinkle them all over your pages and it not be too much, but just enough to make the whole page or card come together. And I'm using way too much glue. Yeah, my glue has way too much water in it. I'm gonna have to add some more glue, less water. Then I start working on the photo, and to bring in both those cards together so it could look like they're a pair, I bring in the same element, the same shape, which is a circle. And it's this beautiful girl, and it's from the Mambi pack. And then I do my journaling, but I do not edit it completely out for y'all, so you have to watch it. But, you know, I speed it up, so it's not too much of a torture for y'all. And I just journal about the dress that she's wearing, which is actually 0 to 3 months. But she's so petite that it fit her finally at 5 months. And then I added that epoxy gold heart. And now for these two photos, I love this sticker. This is love. Even though she's wearing a sparkly silver bow headband, I don't mind bringing in the gold because that's the metal that's going throughout the whole embellishing and the cards, and so I don't mind that one bit. I don't mind mixing metals, actually, or metallic. Sprinkle in some tiny stars and hearts and telling you they need a whole sheet of them. Maybe in the planner packs. Have y'all seen them in the planner packs from me and my big ideas? Maybe. Anyway, so this is the last card on the layout, and this is where I'm going to put January. Don't spell out the whole month because it's quite a long word. Just abbreviate it. And for some reason I don't glue them. I think there's enough stickiness to last permanently for the rest of my life. Now that I think about it, I'm going to have to go back and glue them. But yeah. Then I bring in an epoxy sticker. Finally, the circles are quite big for Project Life, which is why I would bring them and then take them off. But there's so much space here that I have to play with that it fits. Then to bring in a different kind of surface, a clear sticker. So bring in that floral. I removed the epoxy sticker because I think it's just too heavy and your eyes are going to the epoxy sticker and the January because January is pretty big. So I think something lighter will be better on that corner and bring it towards January so all the heaviness can be on one spot. On Project Life, I try to be heavy on just one corner instead of having tons of little heavy clusters of embellishing all over the place. This label is actually a DIY label. I just had the leftover sticker sheet and I just added some white cardstock to the back of it and made another label. This is a clear example why I memory plan and write my details on my planner, because then I can go back to my old planners and read the details and what happened and what was going on and add that to my Project Life. Later, my camera dies, you don't get to see the full view of the finished layout. So I took a picture. Sorry for my camera dying twice. I thought my batteries were charged, but anyways, I hope you enjoy this. See you next time for the back of it, part 2.